violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Is raising the reward in a carjacking case.
Because it was a lot more than that. WGNO's Kenny Lopez has more on the investigation. Kenny.
Kurt and Susie, Crime Stoppers says the reward in this case is now up to $3,000. And NOPD says the carjacking suspects not only will be facing auto theft, but they'll be seeking kidnapping charges as well.
So our message today is simple: zero tolerance.
The NOPD and Crime Stoppers need the public's help in finding those suspects.
I mean, as you can see, demon time indicators. For one, bro, why are you inside the establishment with your hoodie on, sagging with the skinny jeans? I mean, at least he didn't have a Pooh Shiesty mask on.
Suspects involved in a car theft in which the suspects stole a truck with a 9-month-old baby boy inside. It happened on the corner of Fleur-de-Lis and 20th Streets in the Lakeview area on October 23rd.
But we ask that anytime you leave your vehicle, and this is unfortunate that we have to do this, remove your keys from the ignition and secure your vehicle.
Police say the baby was inside a Ford 350 truck when a suspect got out of a white Dodge Charger and then entered the victim's vehicle.
In the Charger, I mean, what do we talk about?
That white Dodge Charger was stolen earlier that morning on Tulane Avenue. Shortly after, the suspects abandoned the truck on Louisville and French Streets.
That infant child was unharmed and returned safely to his parents.
Crime Stoppers is upping the reward to catch the suspects. They believe at least 2 were involved.
As a parent, as a grandmother, this is horrifying.
And for neighbors like Fernand Dion, who walks his dog Toto every day, he's always on the lookout.
So we have to keep an eye on what's happening.
And I'm telling you guys right now, if this man would have saw this carjacking and pulled out his strap and tried to stop this carjacking, then it would be an Ahmaud Arbery situation all over again. And he would be burned at the stake. It wouldn't be the Super Gremlins, it would be him.
I remember once my wife left her car unlocked and somebody came and looked into it.
As for the $3,000 Crime Stoppers reward,
I hope it helps, because we don't have any business having those people around.
Crime Stoppers also announced today that from now on, anytime a car is stolen with a baby inside, the standard reward offered by Crime Stoppers will now be $3,000.
That's an interesting.
Wow. I mean, they have to put a standard bare minimum reward on not only carjackings, but carjackings with a baby inside of the vehicle. I mean, how often does this happen that they've said, look, man, these carjackings with these babies inside, we gotta do more. We gotta do more to prevent these. I mean, the recklessness of these Super Gremlins is absolutely insane. It really is.
Number, because the standard reward for a homicide is less than that, $2,500.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Kenny.
And a new development tonight in the fatal shooting.
Everyone, now to a story that we first brought you Sunday out of Lakeview. A vehicle stolen with a 9-month-old baby still inside the car.
And why is this sister smirking? Hold on, why is she smiling so hard? Like, this is funny.
Inside the car.
And residents have been reacting. They say the area is normally a quiet one. Now they're calling for help from law enforcement. WDSU reporter Shay O'Connor joins us now live from Lakeview with more on the situation there. Shay.
Gina and Sella, NOPD officials tell me there are no updates at this time, but residents who live in this area, they tell me that the person was actually right here at the intersection of Fleur-de-Lis and 20th Street when they got out of the vehicle just for a second, and in that short period of time, someone stepped inside of the vehicle and drove off.
Guys, Understand this, they're always watching you at the gas stations, when you're unloading groceries at your home. These super vigilant gremlins are on demon time.
Sped off with the infant still inside.
Horrifying, horrifying. I mean, I have grandchildren, so I'm very concerned about it. I was feeling safe here, but now I'm wondering about my judgment of feeling safe here.
Catherine Marlowe lives a few houses down Fleur-de-Lis. Her grandchildren visit often, so she says what happened early Sunday morning is her worst fear.
It's horrifying enough when they want your money and they want your car, but when
What does she mean by they? They want your money, they want your car, they want everything.
they want your grandchildren or your children, that's not good.
Woo! And that was a quote for the ages. They want your money, they want your car, they want your grandchildren, they want your children. It's not good. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Worst fear.
It's horrifying enough when they want your money and they want your car, but when they want your grandchildren or your children, that's not good.
NOPD have not released a lot of details, but did say someone stole a vehicle here near Fleur-de-Lis Boulevard and 20th Street with a 9-month-old infant still inside. Neighbors provided these photos of the vehicle the suspects were driving in. The stolen truck later located along Louisville Street. The baby inside as well, thankfully unharmed, in an area where neighbors say crime used to be non-existent. The recent incidents have them on edge.
And I told you guys, the super gremlins are leaking out to the suburbs, to the good parts of town. They moving on up.
Sister and brother-in-law actually had a purse stolen out of her car just recently. Like the door was open, someone came in, grabbed it.
Rebecca Boudreau has been living in Lakeview for 6 years and wonders what she can do to protect the lives of her son and unborn child.
Gosh, I hope that it's just like a one-off and it's just,
Oh no, it's not a one-off. You're gonna have to move, honey. Get up out of New Orleans.
It doesn't happen again.
Catherine hoping for more presence from NOPD and elected officials.
Something's going on with these families and these children, and I do feel like resources need to be put toward that. And, we got to solve the problem, not just keep locking up kids.
Well, that's the solution. There is no solution. The only solution is to lock they behinds up. See, that's the issue. Y'all trying to softball it and, let's solve the problem. Let's get to the root of the psychological. We ain't trying to hear all that. Handcuffs, feet cuffs, charge them as adults, and keep it moving.
Now, police did not say how long the baby was away from the parents, and as of right now, no arrests have been made. With that being said, if you do have any information about this car theft, you're being urged to contact Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. Now, meanwhile, crime experts say there's been an uptick in car thefts throughout the city, particularly here in Lakeview, 65% uptick as compared to last year.
65% is an astronomical number.
Reporting live from Lakeview, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Greetings, everyone. Captain Wayne DeLarge, New Orleans Police Department, 3rd District. Present with me is the Assistant Commander, Lieutenant Luster, and of course, Ms. Darlene Costanza with Crime Stoppers. We're here today to discuss an auto theft and simultaneous recovery that occurred on Sunday, October 23rd, 2022, at around 7:15 in the morning at this intersection of Fleur-de-Lis and 20th. The vehicle was recovered shortly thereafter at the intersection of Louisville and French Street. with an infant inside of it. It was taken with an infant inside of it. It was covered with an infant inside of it. That
Wow.
infant child was unharmed and returned safely to his parents. We're here.
I guess you can give the Super Gremlins credit for not harming the infant. And that's saying something.
To discuss Crime Stoppers and how you can contact us in aiding and solving this crime. The occupant of a white Dodge Charger exited that vehicle and entered the victim's vehicle, which was a Ford F-350, and fled the area. That white Charger was stolen earlier in the day at around 3:30 in the morning from the 1200 block of Tulane. That white Charger, the occupants and suspects and perpetrators in this incident have not been recovered or identified. We are asking you for your assistance in any information related to the suspects or perpetrators of this incident. You can contact us at the 3rd Police District at 658-6030. Of course, 821-2222 for non-emergency calls. You can call us for that. And of course, Crime Stoppers, right? 822-1111. Any questions?
Yeah, one quick question. There was another car theft involving an small delivery driver in Lakeview a day or two before that. Is this same suspect connected to that as well?
That matter is still under investigation. We can't say if it's the same suspect or not at this time.
What do you recommend to families? Obviously, this is heartbreaking that the parents left their baby in the car and then the baby went off with some criminals. What do you recommend to families in the neighborhood just about extra safety?
So we see this often where vehicles are unoccupied with the keys in the ignition and the vehicle is running. We ask that everyone secure. We usually see this at businesses or convenience stores and not so much in neighborhoods. But we ask that anyone, anytime you leave your vehicle, and this is unfortunate that we have to do this, remove your keys from the ignition and secure your vehicle, whenever you're not inside of it and it's unoccupied.
How many people are you guys looking for? Because I know there was someone in the Charger that is believed to have dropped this individual off to steal the truck, right? How many individuals are you looking for? And in that picture that was sent out by the NOPD, do you believe that is the person who jumped in the truck and actually...
I'm sorry, guys. You can't really hear the questions, but the fact of the matter is you have these super teen gremlins running wild, kidnapping infants, jacking people's vehicles, and it's got to stop. You don't see Mayor LaToya Cantrell addressing this situation. As a matter of fact, if the super gremlins were apprehended, she would be on their side. That's how messed up the community is.
We believe that individual is definitely involved, all right, and we know that we are looking at least 2 individuals. We don't want to lock ourselves into just two individuals because the Charger did have dark tinted windows, so we're unsure how many occupants were inside of that. But the bolo that we did publish, to be on the lookout, bulletin that we did publish, is an individual that we know has direct ties to this incident.
You don't know who that individual is, though. Is that what the public, you guys are hoping that the public...
We're hoping that the public can aid us in identifying who that individual is. Yes, ma'am.
When suspects are eventually caught, will they be charged with kidnapping as well?
We're certainly gonna explore that aspect, sir. As well, the auto theft as well as kidnapping.
Yes. So Crime Stoppers is here today because for us, this is a horrible incident. We're just lucky that it wasn't 100 degrees that day and this poor infant could have passed away in that car.
Absolutely correct. See, these super gremlins don't understand or maybe they do, but they don't care. It doesn't matter to them. They lack the moral fortitude to even see the error in their ways, in that they could have killed this baby.
So our message today is simple: 0 tolerance. First off, if you're the person who committed this crime, we're calling it a car theft, I'm going to assume you didn't know that infant was in the car. I'm going to tell you to do the right thing and turn yourself in. As a parent, as a grandmother, this is horrifying. For the public, we're all together. We're all standing together on this. We're going to sweeten the pot a little bit. We're going to now make this reward $3,000.
And y'all heard that the reward for a homicide is only $500. So the reward for the mandatory reward for an infant kidnapping is now $3,000. The reward for a homicide is $500. It tells you where their priorities are. And, you know, I agree that, you know, this is a huge issue, but I mean, I don't know. It kind of just tells you where we're at here in New Orleans.
They even tell you a little bonus. Anytime an infant, a child is left in a car and carjacked, that car is carjacked or a theft, there's going to be a standard $3,000 reward offered by Crime Stoppers. Zero tolerance, people. We cannot allow this to happen. And my prayers for the family as they get over this, and thank you to God for letting this child be safe and found well-being. So again, if this is you, if you're responsible, there's a price tag on your head. Turn yourself in. Thank you.
I just wanted to ask, how important is it that these individuals are caught? We hear that oftentimes if they aren't caught, they reoffend. How important is it to get these individuals off the street?
I think you said it in the question. It's important to get them off the street to keep them from reoffending. I mean, we had multiple victims, not just of that auto theft, that was horrendous, like Mr. Costanza said, but auto burglaries as well. So dozens of people's cars were burglarized, damaged, and property was stolen. So it is important to get them off the street for those reasons alone, to prevent all of that from happening.
All right, thank you guys for coming out with me.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.